I've been working on this prototype for a 2D Metroidvania. And basically any idea I can think of, I'm just chucking in the game and just seeing kind of how it feels. And yeah, just to see if it's something worth putting in the game eventually. So I'll just walk you through what I've got now. So I haven't got the animation. I've only got the idle animation for the main character, but the rest of the animation isn't done yet. My friend's working on that. So I've got a few things. So this guy down to the left-hand side of the screen, he's an enemy that will shoot you if you're in range. So those bullets, if they hit you, the player does a little knockback and flashes to show you've been hit. At the moment it's flashing black. Standard sort of game stuff is to flash white, but you still get a flash. If your health gets to 0, it just shows a game over. I'm also using an Xbox controller, so I've got the newer Unity input system happening. So so we've got that. So there's a few things that we've given to the character for the upgrades. So like unlockable abilities. At the moment, the player can only jump and can't quite make it up to this first platform, and there's nothing on the other side of this enemy here. If you land on the enemy body, you take damage as well, and you can't make it up this side. So your only option at this stage is to head into this little part over here. So this will eventually be like an indoor thing, and so if you just walk through it, you're walking inside. So there's a transition to the inside of the house, and there's a light on inside, and there's a collectible here. So if you click that, just in the prototype stage, it's just telling us up the top left-hand corner that we've unlocked freeze bullets. So we can now freeze the bullets, and if we click the left bumper on the controller, we get this little flash of light, and then it returns to normal. So if we do that when the bullets are there, it actually freezes the bullets, and they will come back to their full velocity once they have they're timed out. So they can be used as a platform to jump up to this first step here. So we got that. The next unlockable is glide. So if we hold the Y button or the north button on the controller, when we're in the air, we fall very slowly, and it allows us to kind of glide. So eventually that'll be animated and things. But if we jump up and then glide across, we get to this stage here, and now we've unlocked air jump, which is like a double jump. So if we can get up to this stage here, if we drop down to this collectible, we unlock throw book. So if we hold the B button, we get this little arrow popping up, and it shows us the direction we're going to throw the book. And it's currently on a timer. So after 1 second, if you haven't released B, it automatically shoots in the direction you're aiming. And when the book's flying away, it flies away for, I think it's about 1.5 seconds, something like that. And once it's once it's timed out, it then flies back to you. And when it's flying away, the box collider on the book or on the projectile is active, and when it's flying back, the box collider is actually changed to a trigger collider. So when it flies back, it won't get stuck on objects. So if we can see on the way back it flies through the wall, but on the way out it doesn't fly through the wall. It just hits the wall and flies back to us. So so it registers collisions on the way out and not on the way back. And you'll also notice that it flies straight in whatever direction you're pointing, and then it flies towards the player on its way back. So it's like a homing missile on the way back. Cool, so we've got that. We can also cancel, when the book's flying away from us, we can hit the B button again, and it will actually return it to us. So if you miss your target and you want to return it, you can do that. I've also got all of these set up as bools or booleans in the script, so we can turn return the projectile, we can turn that off and on. So it could be an unlockable in the game. So we've got that. So this green wall, just if you hit that, you get rid of it by hitting it with the book. Then if we walk forward, we'll see these guys become active. And so that's an enemy that is randomly flying around, and once it's done enough flying around, basically it's flying to 3 random points, and then when it reaches the 3rd random point, it flies towards the player's current position, or the position that it's that the player is standing at when they start moving. So if they if I move away, they won't keep following me. They'll just be aiming at the position I was when they were triggered. If they kept following the player, it becomes pretty tough. So just to make it a little easier, we can have them not follow our current position. So there's that. We can also hit them with the book, which cancels their move forward. And if we hit them a second time, they've also you'll see a health bar appear once they've taken damage. So that guy's taken some damage, but this guy hasn't. So we can't see his health bar. But if we hit them, their health bar appears. So we got that. And when they die, particles are emitted. Some little like blood explosion. So we've got that. Just clear out these guys. Actually, I won't kill the last guy. We've just unlocked a dash. So we've just got a little dash. And now we've just unlocked a shield. So if we hold X, it holds up a shield. So that'll block bullets coming towards us. And if we collect this unlockable, we've unlocked a parry, which is if you pull up your shield just before a projectile is about to hit you, it actually bounces the projectile back at the player. So that's quite cool, at the enemy player, at the enemy. We can also block these guys coming towards us with the shield, like so. And we can also parry them. And if we do, it's a bit of a high risk move. I'd probably die doing it, but if we do, it's an instant kill on them. So we got that. And you also see all the lights in the level. So we've also got a global light plus all these spotlights happening. And just for kind of testing purposes, I've got one of the spotlights moving left and right in the level. So when you see it come past, it'll cast shadows, like that. So it's casting a shadow down here, and as it moves back across, you'll see the shadow get move around. So that was just testing different lighting things. So the next thing is, if I can get there, and I'm about to die, so I'm probably not even going to make it to the end of this little demo level. Okay, now we've unlocked glide dash. So we had unlocked dash, but now when we're gliding, we can also dash, which means we can cover really big distances in the air. So the way we get out of this little zone is, if I can make it, if we double jump up here and then glide dash down here, we can make it back through this side. I might even see if I can take out this guy. If I'm a better shot. I'm a really bad shot. Okay, won't worry about that guy. Now if we jump up here and glide to the other side, we get to this spot and we can take out that with our projectile. Now, if we glide down, we've also got fall damage. So if I just fall off here, I'll die. But if I glide, we've got a boss enemy. Now, I'm very likely not going to beat this guy, but so I'll turn on some of the I'll turn on all the abilities, so I don't have to play the whole level again, and just go straight to the boss character and show you a couple of things happening there. So if we just jump up here, shoot that, if I can, there we go. Okay, it's quite hard to get up that little spot, so just do it the easy way and go across here. Okay, so now, also just standing here, we've triggered the boss. So we should see him walk over, but he wasn't triggered before. There we go. But he wasn't triggered before. So I've got a little script that any objects you want to trigger to start moving can be assigned to the script, and then you just put the box collider from that script wherever you want and turn it into a trigger. And when you hit that point, they start moving, which I've also got for the flying enemies. So yeah, so cool. So he's moving around. Now if I take a shot at him, cool. So he's got a dash move, which you just saw, and then a jump move. So he's doing a random move. He's either going to dash or jump, and it's completely randomized. And he'll only do 2 of the same move. So now he's just done 2 jumps, so he has to dash. Yeah, and that's that. So he just exploded into a bunch of particles, and then he dropped the end of level collectible, which you can see is fading from color to color. And then if we collect that, we win the level. So yeah, so I'll just give you a little rundown of what's happening in the background. Oh, I've also got a few more subtle things, like when the player lands, there's a very subtle dust particle emitter thing when it's coming out from his feet. If I land on the edge, you'll see it coming out from the edge of the platform, and that is completely randomized every time as to how much dust comes out and where it floats to. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of random things going on there. That's actually quite a lot of code just in the landing. So there's that, and I'll just show you the fall damage. So we've got full health now, but if I jump up and hit the ground, we've taken some damage, and then our player also flashes. So if we do that again, taking some damage. Cool. So that is that. What I might do is, there's quite a lot going on here. So there's like flying enemies, there's standing enemies that are waiting for you to get into their line of sight before they'll start shooting at you. There's lights going on. There's parallaxing effect on the background. I'll just show you that. As soon as this loads, I'm running this on a pretty slow laptop. See, you can see the parallaxing effect on the background. So the green hill, the light green hill is moving faster than the back green hill. So it looks like it's closer to you than the distant one. That's quite nice. Yes, there's that. There's the knockback from the player. There's also this transition between inside and outside. So everything fades away, including all the lighting and stuff. And then we just walk out of the house and it all fades back, and then the inside of the house fades away. So I think that's quite a nice transition too. That was actually the idea was taken directly from Salt and Sanctuary. That's how they seem to do their transitions, a little bit faster than the way I've done it. But yeah, I think it's a really nice little transition from inside to outside from Salt and Sanctuary. So yeah, then there's collectibles. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on, even though it looks pretty basic and haven't got the animation happening and things. But if there's anything you'd specifically like to know, like how to do fall damage, or how to do the transition from inside to outside, or the random dust particles when you land a jump, or anything else you've seen, or even like setting up a UI slider and taking damage. Anything like that, just let me know, and I'll make an instructional video of what I've done. So it looks pretty basic, but it's there's quite a lot happening with it. I don't claim to be the world's best coder. I am far from it. I'm still very much a novice. But what I can do is get everything to working quite easily. So it's probably not the most elegant way of doing a lot of the things I do, except it all works. So quite good at that. Awesome. Yeah, let me know if you would like to see this in any more depth, any parts of it, even creating the enemies, like the flying enemies, for example. Actually, I'm just going to touch on them because I thought they were quite cool. So these guys have a, I'll just bring that up. They have a top left position and a top right position, sorry, a bottom right position, which is, I'll just make this bigger so we can see it clearer. Yeah, top left position and a bottom right position. And within the enemy script, we see that when they start, actually, distance to target, pause, it's facing left, random move position. Here we go. So next random move position. So that's basically the next place they're going to move to is within the bounds of these two spots, which are just placed by moving around the game object. So then the target of where they're going to move to is just a random position within this zone. So I could very easily say I want this particular flying enemy, which is this guy. I only want him to move within the bounds of top left of here and here, for example. So within these two little spots, he's only going to be moving within these two spots. And once he's done his move to his 3 random positions, then he's going to attack me. So yeah, or I can make them really large and say his random positions can go between this point and this point. So yeah, really easy to kind of adjust where they're going to move to. And I've also got, when they get to the position that they are moving towards, they wait there for a random amount of time before moving to the next spot. So yeah, I thought that solution was quite cool. And because they're flying around and could potentially bump into lots of different things, I've got them, if they are moving towards something and they hit a wall, then the target position that they're aiming for becomes their current position. So then they're not going to keep trying to move to their next position, like keep bumping into the wall. They'll just choose another random position and move towards that. So there's that, and I've also got the them not colliding with themselves, because or else they could, and when I first started, they would bump into each other and just kind of get stuck. So within the collision matrix, I'm not sure if you've seen that. I can't remember where it is. Project settings. Oh yeah, project settings, physics 2D. So we've got this collision matrix here. So I've got one called flying enemies, which is just under the layer. So I've created a new layer called flying enemies, and I've just within the collision matrix unticked flying enemies on flying enemies. So that means flying enemies can move through, or they will not collide with flying enemies, and that means they'll just fly through each other. So you don't need to like disable colliders and things within scripts. You just say they don't collide with them. So yeah, let me know if there's anything else you want me to kind of delve into, and yeah, we can have a look at that. Cheers, thanks for watching.